Hi, I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and I've got an Ask Me Anything today, no BS style. And what I try and do is answer questions from people designed to help you find work more quickly. You see, I worked in search for more than 40 years, filled more than 1,200 full-time positions, plus consulting assignments. And one thing I learned when I was a headhunter is that the skills needed to find a job are different than those needed to do a job. I know that is such an obvious thing, but people don't act that way. They don't do the work necessary to get across the finish line. They think they can arrive, walk in the door, and perform. And obviously, it doesn't work that well for them. So I'm back today with a few questions from people because I'm getting a lot these days. So here's question number one. Should I share my contact info, especially address and cell phone number, on job search websites? So let me start off with answering the question to some degree. Okay? So the address, it doesn't have to be your street address, but it needs city, state, and zip code. Why? Because if they bring your resume into their system, as often recruiters do, both corporate and third party, by the way, what they need is your zip code to be able to find you in the future. Now, you're applying for a job, I understand that, but they don't know where you live unless you give them that information. Zip code allows them to narrow focus on location. Let me give you an example. You're trying to fill a job in Manhattan, in New York City, and you receive resumes from a lot of people, none of whom have city, state, or zip code. The zip code is the key part there. And thus, you don't know whether this is a person who's going to need relocation. And in addition, once it's parsed into their system for contacting for other opportunities, they don't know where to reach you because they've got a database with hundreds of thousands or millions of records. They may want someone in proximity to a location. Zip code is how they narrow the search, not phone number. So the result winds up being you're invisible in the system. And for government reporting, they have to import you. Now, cell phone, only if you want them to contact you, which is ultimately what you want them to do. They're not going to interview you by email. They want to hear your voice. They want to get acquainted with you. And if you wonder whether cell phone is adequate for location, it isn't. I'm an example of this. I have an area code from when I lived on Long Island. I don't live anywhere near Long Island anymore. I live in North Carolina. And the result winds up being if someone used my 516 area code to locate me for a job, they wouldn't find me. So should you include this? Yes. Not your street address, but city, state, and zip code and your mobile number. That's question number one. Question number two, when submitting a multi-page resume for a job, do you staple it, paper clip it, or do something else? The answer is you do something else. You email it. What the hell are you doing with paper resumes? Who the hell wants that? It's a waste of time. They can't find you. They lose resumes. You know, you think they're sitting there with a resume reading it like that? No, it's on a screen. So email it. How do I tell a recruiter I want to join after several months after receiving an offer? God. So there's a couple of things that need clarification. Did you ghost them when you got the offer? Ghosting, you have no chance. You were rude and obnoxious by not responding to them at all. You will never get this job. Now, if you made a mistake and turned down an offer, it's still improbable that they are going to open up the job for you because they probably hired someone else. Even if they do interview you, they are going to look you over much more tightly. They are not going to simply say, okay, the offer's in place, you've got the job. It's not going to work that way. What is going to happen is they're going to interview you a couple of more times in order to confirm that you're not a lunatic, that you are sincere, and that they want to hire you. So, assuming that you didn't ghost them, you have to contact your contact with this firm or the third-party recruiter who represented you and tell them the truth. I made a mistake. I wish I had taken this job. I hope you can reconsider me. It would mean a lot. And pray. What do I do when an interviewer doesn't get back to me when they said they would? Well, the preface to this is, how long after the interview was this? Is it the next day? They may be distracted. Was it the next week? And they've forgotten, and they forgot to enter it into their system to follow up with them. There's a lot of variables here, including, they said they get back to me, and it's 30 minutes later. And if you don't believe that happens, man, that's the life of a recruiter, either corporate or third party, particularly third party. And we don't know if this is a corporate or a third party recruiter either. So, I would drop them a quick note by email and simply say, hey, just wanted to check in with you. You mentioned you'd be getting back to me. Have you gotten any further feedback? Is the manager ready to proceed? And thus what you're able to do is flush it up without being obnoxious. If they don't get back to you at that point, you message them and say, the subject line says, are you okay? At the interview, you told me that you'd be back in touch. I sent you a message on such and such date and time. Didn't hear back from you. I just want to make sure you're okay. And that usually gets them to surface. And they get all apologetic. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was so busy. I forgot. I didn't see your email. They make excuses to you, but you flush them up, which is all you really want to do. Last question for today. You are asked some foolish questions at an interview. Will you act as a fool or talk as a brilliant person? You, my friend, are a fool. So, if you think the question is foolish, the likelihood is they have a motive behind it that you can't see. You think it's a dumb, or as you say, foolish question. They have their reason. Consider that you might be wrong. Consider that you're making a mistake here by dismissing them. Seriously, you're wrong. Answer the frickin' question. I'm Jeff Altman. Hope you found this helpful. My website is thebiggamehunter.us. Go to the site and go exploring. There's a lot there to help you. And if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, you can message me through the site by scheduling a free discovery call or schedule time for coaching. I'm obviously going to charge you for coaching. I'd love to help you. Lastly, subscribe to my channel on YouTube by clicking the icon in the lower right or the picture of me in the upper left. You'll get notified when I release something new. And you can watch me on TV. If you've got a Fire TV or a Fire Stick, download the JobSearchTV app on Apple TV, Roku, Sony, Samsung, like 90 different TV sets that have apps as part of the platform. You can watch me on Zingo TV or BingeNetworks.tv. Make it a great day and be great.